Hello learners, welcome to Triaright. Today we will be learning the perfect number program using the functional interface. Here first we need to know the what is perfect number. So a perfect number is a positive number that is equal to the sum of the proper factors or divisors. Factors, the numbers which are dividing a number, numbers which are dividing the repeat numbers which are dividing the numbers are called the factors of the numbers. So starting from 1 till the number, we will check for the numbers which are dividing numbers. For 6, here if we start from 1 to 6, here we will be starting from 1 to 6. 1 will be dividing the number, so is a factor of this number. And similarly 2 also will be dividing the 6, that is a factor of number. And 3, it will be dividing 6, so it is also a factor. Now coming to 4, it is not a factor because it's not dividing the number. And coming on to 5, it is also not dividing the number because it's not giving an integer value. And coming to 6, yeah, but we will exclude 6 except the numbers from 1 till the number, and except that number we will be adding all the numbers which are dividing the number. And if the numbers and if the summation of numbers, the summation of all the factors which are dividing numbers, summation, that is the summation of all the factors dividing the numbers, and summation, if the summation is equal to the number, then that number is a perfect number. For example, here 6 is a perfect number because 1, 3, 1, 2 and 6, 1, 1, 2 and 3. 1, 2 and 3 are the factors of this 6, and they are dividing the 6 also. They are dividing 6 also. They are, and the summation is equal to 6 as they are factors, and their summation is also equal to 6. Yeah. Now coming on to this program, there is a functional, at the rate of functional interface, there is a function method formed here. This is an abstract method. This is an abstract method which is having no body part. So this is an abstract method. Here we have made an interface by the name of perfect number checker. Perfect number checker. Here it is having a method Boolean, whose return type is Boolean. Is perfect is the name of the method, and we are passing the parameter int number to here, to this number, to this method. Yeah. So here this interface is having a name, and the body part contains a method which is having a return type, but there is no body part in that method. Yeah. So coming on to this class, there is a class perfect number functional interface. Perfect number functional interface, in which we have the main method line, public static void main string args. Now coming on to the functionality of this class, we have the perfect number checker. We have the perfect number checker having the variable checker. This variable is a checker. This checker is a variable. This variable is a checker and is of the type of perfect number checker. And following that, this is a lambda expression. So we know that this is a lambda expression. Now there is a number. There is a number that is parameter passed to a body part. There is a parameter. This is a parameter. The number, the parameter, which is passed to this body part. Now coming on to this body part. If this number is less than 0, then it will return false, because we have to check for the factors of numbers. Yeah. So if the number is less than 0, less than equal to 0, then it will return false. And if the number is not less than equal to 0, then it will first initialize the sum as 0. Then there will be initialization of sum as 0. Then we have the looping statement, for loop. We will be initializing I is equal to 1, I less than equal to number by 2, because all the factors will come up till that number divided by 2. For suppose if we have to find the factors of 6, we will be getting 6. So 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. So we will be getting all the factors up till 3 only. So we are taking the loop up to 1 to number 1 to number by 2. And for increment we will be using I plus plus. Now coming here, if number is a factor of that number, if that number is a factor of number, means number mod I equals 0, if that is a factor of number, then we will be adding that number to the sum part. That's sum plus is equal to I. For here we will be writing sum plus is equal to I. Yeah. And we will be finally returning this number, this sum only. Sum equals the return sum equals numbers. If that number, if the total summation equals total summation is equal to the number, if it's equal to the number, then only it will be returned as summation part. Coming now, correct? Now, if we have to test the numbers, if we have to test, for example, if we are testing the numbers, we are taking here a test number as an list of numbers, as a list of number. So here we are taking the list as integer list and test number, and here the list provides 6, 28, 12, 496, 27, 97 as a list. These are the list of numbers which will be tested. For now, we are using for loop, for each loop for this. If int num for this number lies in the test numbers, if this number lies in the test numbers, the line numbers which are in the test number list, numbers which are in the test numbers list, that is num in the test number list. If checker is perfect, checker.perfect means checker is a variable that is denoting perfect number, perfect checker. Yeah, this number, that checker, it is the number which is a variable that is denoting perfect number checker. Yeah, that this one only. Yeah, here. If this number is a perfect number. Yeah, here. If checker.perfect checker is perfect. If that number is perfect, if that checker variable, that is a variable, if that number is perfect, so it will be printing system.out.println is a perfect number. Yeah, here. Else it will be printing not a perfect number. Yeah. So we are checking for the perfect number for all these numbers. We are getting the perfect number for all these things. Yeah, yeah. And coming on to the end, we can see we have seen that this perfect number checker is a functional interface with a method perfect. Likewise, here we have seen that there is a perfect number checker. This is a perfect interface. This is an interface having the method is perfect, which is checking whether the number is perfect, if a number is perfect or not. And coming on to this class, coming on to this class, there is a variable of checker type only, perfect number checker, which is being passed to this, which is passed as parameter to this body part. And if the body part states it here, it states that if the number is less than 0, it will return false. Else then the body part will move further, and the summation will be first assigned with the value 0. And then we have the loop to find the factors of that number, and factor of the number we get till number is divisible by 2 only. If the number is divided by 2, we'll get till here only we'll get the factors. And if that number is divisible by I, means that for loop part I, if that number is divisible by I, then equal to 0. We have the factors. That it is a factor. If there is a factor of number, if number is a factor of number, then num mod I equals equal to 0. So we can state that factor of number. Yeah, factor of the number. Yeah, and if that is a factor of number, then we'll be adding the summation. Then we'll be summing all those numbers. And if the sum is equal to number, if the total sum, if the summation of all those factors is equal to number, then only it will be a perfect number, and that number will be returned. Yeah. So here we are checking for this list of numbers, and using that we are using the for each loop. If that num is in that list of test numbers, number is that in the list of numbers. First checker is a variable, is perfect. Checker is a variable, and is perfect is a function of that function. Yeah. Checker is a variable, and perfect is check is the method. Is check is the method. Here boolean is check. Perfect check is perfect. If that number is check, if that number is passed here, and if perfect, if that number is perfect, then the value will be returned as is perfect number. Here, coming here. Yeah. So perfect checker is a functional interface with a method is perfect, where we'll pass the int number, we'll pass integer numbers to that, and lambda expression implements the logic to find the sum of divisors. Here the lambda expression is implement it will implement the logic. It will provide us this logic to find the numbers of divisors. the numbers that are dividing the number, given perfect numbers that are dividing the numbers, and if the numbers are the divisor of the number that are dividing, will be summing all those numbers. For here we will be using lambda expression, and the number is checked and compared to the sum of decided of it, and here the number will be checking, we will be checking, and the and it will compare to the sum, and and it is decided that is perfect if the number and the sum is equal to the number. Yeah, the sum, if the sum is equal to number here or here, if all the divisors and summation of all the divisors that will be coming to the sum part equals the numbers, then it is a perfect number. Now we are coming to the end of the class. We will meet in the next class. So thanks.